than any other show on television has taken an aggressive position in favor of colorblind equality and against racism.
That's Tucker Carlson getting real defensive following his previous show where he attacked Ilhan Omar, fear-mongered about how dangerous she is. And it's a pattern that we've seen with the right wing. They love focusing on the fact that she is a danger to Americans. It might have something to do with the fact that she is a Somali immigrant. She is Muslim, she wears a headdress, and so she plays into the fear that we've seen on the right for quite some time now. So here's what Representative Ilhan Omar had to say about her background and her experience here in the United States. It's something that has upset the right wing. She said, "I arrived at the age of 12 and learned that I was the extreme other. I was black, I was Muslim. I also learned I was extremely poor and that the classless America that my father talked about didn't exist." So she even apparently told her father, "This doesn't look like the America you promised." And what I keep seeing is just like this belittling and minimization of her life experience, what she experienced here in the United States, instead of actually taking the time to listen and maybe improve conditions for people who immigrate here from other countries. You have people like Tucker Carlson who double down. So here's the update on his perspective on Ilhan Omar.
Our country rescued Ilhan Omar from the single worst place on earth. We didn't do it to get rich. In fact, it cost us money. We did it because we are kind people. How did Omar respond to the remarkable gift we gave her? She scolded us and called us names. She showered us with contempt. It's infuriating. But more than that, it's also ominous. The United States admits more immigrants than any country on earth, more than 1 million every year. The Democratic Party demands that we increase that number and admit far more. Okay. Americans like immigrants, but immigrants have got to like us back. That's the key, it's essential. Otherwise, the country falls apart. We made that point last night. We'll continue to make that point because it's true. And it's important to say it out loud, even if no one else is willing to. Needless to say, the left went berserk. They hate it when you say the true things. Ilhan Omar and her allies in Congress immediately demanded that this show be pulled off the air. They didn't rebut what we said, any of our points, or even acknowledge them. They just tried to silence us. That's how they operate. It's not about race. But of course, Omar and her friends already know that. Nothing they say on the subject of race is sincere. It's all a hustle designed to get them what they want. Omar has made a career of denouncing anyone and anything in her way as racist. That would include virtually all of her political and personal opponents. It includes even inanimate objects like the proposed border wall. That's racist. So is the United States Congress. So is the entire state of North Dakota, she once tweeted. Omar may be from another country, but she learned young that crying racism pays. The bigger question is, who taught her that? She didn't arrive from a Kenyan refugee camp denouncing people as bigots for political gain. She wasn't always a professional victim. That's learned behavior. Unfortunately, she learned it here. So in some ways, the real villain in the Ilhan Omar story isn't Omar herself. It's a group of our fellow Americans. It's our cultural gatekeepers who stoke the resentment of new arrivals and turn them into grievance mongers like Ilhan Omar. The left did that to her and to us. Blame them first.
That video is just repulsive, and we're gonna go ahead and rebut the points that Tucker Carlson's making. But I love how he puts himself in the position of like the real victim. Like, oh, they're trying to get the show taken off the air. Oh, are you gonna be all right? People are criticizing you too harshly after you put together that disgusting fear-mongering segment on a woman of color in Congress. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? I mean,
this is stupid. This is the idea that just because you do one good thing for someone, or you do multiple good things for someone, that they can never complain. That you can never do anything bad. People are only good or only bad. The country can only be good or only be bad. So, and there was shade in everything that he said, even when it's not overt. Like, we saved her, which is gross, from the worst place, which is also gross and ridiculous. And it's not super great for everyone here. It's not, everyone doesn't look like him. Everyone doesn't get to not even be able to speak super well, but have a television show like him. But that's okay. It's okay that she can acknowledge that things haven't been great for her, regardless of how happy she is that she was able to come here. I can imagine a lot of people being like, hey, this is not what you said it was gonna be. Because it's not.
I think it's crazy that he takes credit for saving her as if that was a thing that he would have voted for if it was his choice. And so if you're gonna take credit for things that you didn't have anything to do because it's all under the umbrella of what America did, then take responsibility for the other things that America also did. So when she's saying those things, she's also talking to him, right? If she's saying, well, this country isn't what I was promised, then she's saying that's to you. That's the Democrats didn't promise her that. The Republicans didn't promise her that. Her dad did. She said that to her father. Right, but he's taking umbrage to that because she tried to get me off the air. Look, here's the thing. Tucker Carlson is racist.
Yes.
He's not, it's not something that she said first. This isn't the first time it's been said. It's not just his opponents who say it. The people at the Daily Storm who are neo-Nazis absolutely have said, oh, this is the guy who's our spokesperson. This show is if we had our own TV show, it would be the Tucker Carlson show. That's who he is. Bill Kristol, another Republican operative, says this is a guy who speaks for white nationalist speaking point. So the idea that it's Senator Omar is against me, and if it wasn't for her and the left, no, you're a racist, dude. Embrace it. You took the bow tie off, you tied another noose around your neck, and you're still the same guy. The second thing is he also made mention of another Somali American who had a counterpoint to what Representative Omar had, and it was that this is the greatest country in the world. So he goes, look, we have two Somalis, one who hates the country and one who loves the country. It's not about race, but that is exactly what you do when you're racist, right? You pit two people who look alike against each other and say, see, you're the bad one, the rest of them the good ones. Well, here's the thing, Tucker Carlson. My neighbor's a white guy who also wears bow ties. His name's Kevin, and Kevin is a beautiful man, and Kevin believes that you're an idiot. So I think Kevin is the right white guy, and you're the moron. What do we do with that information, Tucker?
What do we do with that? I love that. You're absolutely right. He is racist, and I think he embraces it. He just does not embrace the title. He does on a daily basis. He does nothing but spew racism, and he likes it. He enjoys it. That is the brand of his show. It is just that the word is bad. He's done nothing to try and be seen as someone who is not racist.
It is interesting.
I shouldn't want you to call it what it is.
Yeah, it is interesting because Tucker Carlson is not the only racist who immediately has this negative reaction, knee-jerk reaction to that word or to that label. They all do that. But it's, if you act like one, if you walk like one, you talk like one, you are one. And
that is what,
just embrace it, exactly.
Yeah.
You proudly flaunt it on your show on a nightly basis. So why don't you just accept who you really are? But the thing that concerns me, and this has to do with other young female members of Congress who are being targeted by the right wing and the right wing media just incessantly. These are not wealthy people who have private security, right? These are members of Congress. Many of them are very young and they don't have the type of resources and the type of security that someone like Tucker Carlson has. And so when they're fear-mongering about these women on a regular basis, think about what that does, the type of violence that incites, right? And they never want to take it, they don't want to take responsibility for any of that.
Well, they've already dehumanized people, and so, of course, that's the first step, is you dehumanize people to the point where no one cares about their safety. If it was anyone else, we understand. He goes, oh, well, we're being attacked by the left for doing this. We're being attacked by the right for doing that, by the left for doing this. Well, she's not being attacked. It's not the same thing. It's not your millions of followers, your rabid followers pointing out that I'm gonna kill you. You need to go back, be sent back to your own country. And again, it's not just that she can't afford security. She shouldn't have to have it, right? She's done nothing but her job as a member of Congress, and that is speak out for her constituents about things that she believes passionately about. That's her job, but there's a reason that she's singled out, that AOC is singled out, that there's a very specific reason that she's singled out for saying the same things that other people have said for years, and that is she's more vulnerable, right? If it was me, he wouldn't have said that. If it was you two, he likely would say it. You may be less quickly than you, but still he would have said it to you, and it's been that way, and racism and sexism are very closely related cousins, but white nationalism and racism are genetically the same thing. And so he may be proud to say, I'm here to secure our borders. Why is that racist? Policies are absolutely racist. That's what systemic racism is.
That's the point, yeah.
The idea that she's doing it against an inanimate object as if systemic racism doesn't exist makes me know that he's not only an idiot, but he's a racist idiot, so.
Well, Jared Jackson made a really great point about how, and it goes back to the conversation we had about racists rejecting that label, even though their actions tell us otherwise. One of the most racist people we know regularly claims that he's not racist.
The president, or are you talking
Well,
about
let's take a look.
That's my man's.
You
I am
racist?
the least racist person that you have ever met. I am the least racist person. Racism, the least racist person.
How do you respond to that?
I am the least racist person you've ever met. As I say often, I am the least racist person that anybody's going to meet. I am the least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life.
I am the least racist person you have ever interviewed. That I can tell you.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
probably the least racist person on earth.
Well, I've known you a
think
long
people know
time, and
better than that.
I never saw any racism from you.
Quiet, quiet, quiet.
Good thing we have the voice of reason, Bill O'Reilly, there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just want you guys to know I am the tallest person that you have ever met.
And you say it often, so it must be true.
I've said it before.
Okay.
I am the least short person
Okay.
that you've ever met.
Okay.
I'm the most tall person that you've ever met, and definitely that either of you have ever interviewed. So
Easily.
that's that. Easily, easily.
So
I have known you for a while, and I know that about you.
You've never seen any short in
No.
me, right? What?
So before we go, before we end this story, I do want to leave you with a survey that was done by Pew Research, and it kind of gives you a sense of how much the parties differ. Now, that's not to say that there aren't racists who identify as Democrats, but I think it is important to see like the stark difference between parties, and this is based on self-reporting. Okay, Pew Research surveyed people. Here's what they had to say. Democrats and those who lean to the left overwhelmingly say immigrants are a strength to the nation. 83% say this. Just 11% say immigrants burden the United States. Among Republicans and Republican-leaning independents, 38% say immigrants strengthen the country, while nearly half, 49% say they burden it. So it shows that this type of ideology that's perpetuated by talking heads like Tucker Carlson and unfortunately politicians like Donald Trump, like those points are representative of that base. There's a reason why Trump's base is immovable regardless of how many migrants die in Border Patrol custody. Again, it's not the bug for them, it's the feature. And it's something that we really need to reflect on and challenge. And the fact that Ilhan Omar challenges that is what really gets under Tucker Carlson's skin, which is why she continues to be a target.
The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.